Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast, your weekly dose of many discussions and opinions, a show where we get comfortable being uncomfortable. And remember, no topic is off limits. Now let's talk about it. Okay, so we are back. It's been a minute. I have not come on this platform and shared much with you guys. Let me knock on my child because he's making too much noise even after I said I'm going to record something, right? Okay, so let's get right to it. It is giving Solita episode. I been saying it for the longest that I owe you guys call it an update, right? So here we are. Welcome back to another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I'm your host, Miss D, and today on this Solita episode, let's just get right to it. It feels like where have these 4 months gone? It's May already. Everything and anything has been taking place. I can't even begin to explain how fast life is moving and how quick it just goes. And I'm still trying to figure it all out. So I'm not going to be overly dramatic and say, like, oh my God, I'm going through it. But I am. There is just so much that is happening right now in so many aspects of my life. And I've shared this with you guys before. But honestly, like the way things are going, it's just been challenging. It's been challenging to find that balance. It's been challenging to make it all make sense. It's been challenging to make it all fit in more ways than one. It's been challenging to understand it. There have been things going on under every single hat that I wear. And I've just been trying to make it. And I'm not trying to fake it till I make it. I'm still going to do my makeup. I'm still going to, make myself look and feel good despite how everything is going, because some days are good and some days are not. And I'm not even talking about like being in just being in a dark space. It has been a dark space, as there's been dark days. There's been days of feeling lots of emotions, of being overwhelmed, of feeling stressed, of not knowing where the unknown is going to take me. Um Certain things that have had to be taken care of, and some of those things being the lead in it, and I'm talking not just personal, I'm talking also professional. I'm talking about a whole mixture, right? And it has been challenging. And the truth is, listen, why would we even complain, right? Well, what is life if you're not challenging yourself? What is life if you're not questioning where you are at this moment, and how can you further your career, let's say, or further, or increase your knowledge, expand on it for that, whether again it's personal, it's professional, it's creatively, whatever it may be, right? We start questioning all these things, and the truth is that is part of the challenge, right? And also part of that challenge that one may be in the mix of or facing off with is, the questioning, right? And thinking to yourself, or am I doubting myself, or am I just questioning myself, which is part of that challenging process, right? I have definitely been battling that recently. And y'all know on this platform, I always talk about being confident and feeling confident. You know, confidence is an attitude. Confidence lies definitely on how you carry yourself and the things that you do, right? Because again, that is not necessarily determined on having a good day versus having a bad day. Whether it's a good day or a bad day, I am confident. But part of that moment when you are feeling like you're facing a challenging moment, and you may start questioning, not necessarily doubting yourself, but questioning what's going on around you and what's next, right? Is you start evaluating your level of confidence. And I've touched on this before on this platform. And let me just say this, them levels have been looking real suspect to me these days. Yes, it's me evaluating and reevaluating myself. Okay. And I've come to the conclusion that this is part of life. Someone actually told me, because I felt like I can confide in them, and I can. Shout out to them. We're in our late 30s, they said. This might be coming with that, they call it, what is that midlife crisis? And I said, hush, shut your mouth. I was like, I don't even want to hear it. 40 is not so much around the corner, and I'm looking forward to 40 because I'm excited for what my 40th birthday theme is going to be, with God's blessings, of course. But not for nothing, that person may have been right. It is that really what the midlife crisis looks like for a lot of people? Even when you do think and believe and you see you are on a path of success. You are successful by your own definition. You are an expert of your experiences, and you are absolutely proud of all of it up until this moment where you're in a situation where you're feeling challenged, when you're facing a challenge, when you are questioning, right? I recently even had an IG live with a fellow, um well, not just a fellow former coworker, a friend, one of my friends, one of my confidants, truth part of an amazing, truthfully, a sisterhood. Shout out to Sally. um y'all know her in these streets. Today with her business mood well, right? And but y'all know her here as Queens Infusions, as um entrepreneur, mompreneur, boss babe. And we had a very candid IG live recently. And if you want to see it, please go follow in the show notes. My IG double dose MSD, the handle's there. It's posted about what it looks like to be a multifaceted, to be excelling and then feeling stuck. What does that mean to us, right? We didn't even know we were both feeling like that at the same time, and we decided to go on an IG live and talk about it. And it felt great to be able to release it. It felt great as I continue in this present moment where I'm still in the midst of this challenge, and it's not over, y'all. Let me just be very honest with y'all and transparent and keep it all the way raw. This challenging moment of my life is still not over. And it's a mix of a moment. It's a whole cocktail right now, okay? And speaking of cocktails, I need one, but it's a whole mixture. And again, it's under the many hats I wear. It's different aspects of my life where there has been such a challenging moment going on that I am realizing this is just part of the new way of life. This is just part of me having to adjust to what life is going to look like and preparing myself for what those goals are that I've already set, to what life may potentially look like 2 to 3 years from now when I hit that 40, when it doesn't have to be that midlife crisis that my friend told me about. Mind you, my friend is not at 40 either, but that's what he said. And I'm realizing this more and more. I'm realizing that my emotions are always going to be my emotions. My mental is always going to be my mental. There's always going to be these moments. I think I've touched on this on the show before. I know the world touches on this ever so often. There are people who agree with this shit, there are people who don't. But y'all already heard that saying. What is it? That God doesn't give you nothing you can't handle. And listen, there's been times where I've said that. There have been times where that has made me feel all the way better. There have been times where I'm angry at a statement like that. There have been times where I'm like, well, what the fuck does that even mean? Why? Why? Just why? Who asked for this? Not me. So why? And here's what I want to say. I want to say that whoever said that, like the originator, must have been faced with a real challenging moment. because it's feeling like that at this moment, but I just don't want to say it. I just don't want to say it because I don't want to give it that type of a look to what me being able to overcome this, manage this, control this, you know, succeed in it, uh, master it, whatever we want to call it. I don't want to give it that look of, well, it came my way in this way because I'm that strong. Because part of the questioning in this very challenging moment is, good Lord, where's the level of my strength? I have been dealing with sleep fluctuation. I can't even call it insomnia. I can't even call it deprivation. It's just interrupted at this point in different ways. It looks so different every other day, if not at least weekly. My body's talking to me, trying to get back into a routine, trying to really get a handle of my overall wellness because of just how challenging this moment has been. This challenging moment has truly put me in a space where the questioning goes beyond just, well, can I do this? I, you guys know I've been on a wellness journey for years, you know, and I'm still on it. That's a fact. We're still on it. And again, go check out Double Dose Missy on IG. I actually had an IG live with my food and health coach, Naomi. Definitely a great conversation we had there. So please go check it out. And I remember with my first personal trainer, so shout out to Rick because y'all know that's currently my personal trainer. And when I first stepped into the gym that put me on this journey, that I be knowing, I know my discipline needs to get it together too. Um, but where my real journey started, he welcomed me into his space, into his circle, and he said, well, I got somebody I want you to work with. And so that's when I met Beth. Beth was my very first personal trainer, and shout out to her. And she is the first person who made me understand just how important it is to be cautious and intentional with the words that we use, because she refused to allow me to use the word can't. And she refused to allow me to use the word, of the phrase, I should say, I can't do this. As many times in certain sessions and workouts that I fell, literally, metaphorically, I got right back up. And she would not stop pushing me and supporting me. And Rick is the same exact way until I get it done. And it has been that reminder, those voices in my head, that has helped me with this very challenging moment right now. There's also a new person. No, 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 no. Don't get it twisted. It's not like that. But this new person, ironically enough, just like, let's look back to Moodwell and DDRT pod, having an IG live because we didn't know we were going through the same shit. This is a new person who I also didn't know was feeling the exact same way I was. A person who I happened to be there for, and so unexpectedly, so not intentional. It was just right place, right time, just part of this challenging moment for the both of us. I was able to help that person in the right moment. And that person said, you are God sent angel. And lo and behold, the absolute day out of all the days that really just felt like so much for me during this challenging moment, that I just needed someone, that person was there for me. And they gave me that motivation, that push, that support that I needed. And I don't know if that person will ever hear this. I don't know if this will ever get to that person's ears. But what I do know is speaking it into the universe, and just acknowledging it and calling on all the more motivation, all the more prayer, and all the more guidance, and all the more positive vibes on this, for this to be something that will pass with me mastering it, because it's been quite a challenge, and that person came at the right moment, at the right place, at the right time. I wanted to come on here again because I owed you guys the Solita episode that I've been saying y'all gonna get it. And I have not. Today was actually supposed to be recording with someone, but life happens. And so that guest is a pretty dope guest, and they will be coming on. I do have a recording in the bag, so you'll be getting that next week with another dope guest. Super excited for you guys to hear that one. That one is actually an interesting episode in the history of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast, y'all. And I'm preparing y'all with this little moment right here. I host. But when you know somebody got something to say and they're diving right into it and they're keeping it all the way raw, you got to let them talk. Because if you know anything about this show, about this platform, here we get comfortable being uncomfortable. No topic is ever off limits. And sometimes the best thing that a host can do when hosting the conversation is letting the conversation flow so naturally and allowing someone else to take the mic. And that's exactly what the fuck we did. And I'm excited for you guys to tune in next week to that conversation. I still haven't decided if it's going to be a 1 and 2 part or just a whole big episode, but it got deep. It got hella deep, and I'm excited for that. And that was definitely therapeutic in itself. We have 2 more recording interviews lined up, again with dope ass guests. So excited for that and excited for what else is to come. But it was needed, it was warranted, it was part of this challenging moment for me to make the time and get on this mic and deliver. And so I'm here, and I actually feel better just talking with you guys. So thank you for listening. Not that you have much of a choice. And on that note, guys, can't wait to be back. This has been another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Misty, and you guys will tune in next week. Bye. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and we are live on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Make sure to tell a friend to subscribe, rate, and review. Talk to you later. Bye.